In this video, I will explain the Rama Gita from the Slokas 7. In my last video, I explained the first 6 verses. Now I begin with the 7th verse. And from this verse, Sri Ramachandra Murti, he explains the Brahma Vidya to Sri Lakshmana. So let us see these verses. Shri Ramachandra Parabrahmane Namaha. Shri Ramachandra Uvacha Adau Swavarnashrama Varnita Kriyaha Kritva Samasadida Shuddha Manasaha Samapya Tat Purvamupatta Sadhanaha Samashrayet Sadguru Matma Labdhaye. Here, Sri Ramachandra Parabrahman, Sri Rama, he says that one should do his duty according to his varna and his ashrama. Here, what varna means is what Sri Rama tells about the varna means. It is based on the mentality of the person and the talent of that person. According to the mentality, the talent automatically comes. So there are basically 4 varnas in the society in the ancient times and now also, but now they have divided it again and again, and all the caste system came, but that was not the practice in the ancient time. So the varnas were decided according to the mentality and the capability of the person. That is the people who have the eagerness to read Vedas, by heart them or tell them, explain them. Those set of people, those group of people, they are said as the Brahmanas, and they form the intellectual part of the society. And the people who have the nature to fight, the strength to fight, they are said as the Kshatriyas and the warriors. They all belong to that. And the people who have the ability to do business and to do agriculture and to look after the economy, they are said as the Vaishyas. And the Kshatriyas, they protect the society. And the Shudras, they help all these 3 varnas, and by that way a perfect balance is maintained in the society. So according to one's varna, that is according to one's basic interest and the ability, skill and talent in it, one should do the duty, and according to the ashrama. Basically, there are 4 ashramas, that is Brahmachari ashrama, Grahastha ashrama, Vanaprastha ashrama and the Sannyasa ashrama. One should if one is in the Brahmachari ashrama, he must entirely devote his time for discipline and studies. And that's what's the difference between the Indian society and the societies abroad. The children there, they should be helped by the parents, family and the society to study. Their concentration should not divert in anything. They must develop their skills and they must gain knowledge in the Brahmachari ashrama. They should not go outside to earn money or to get help from others. They should not beg for help. If they do that, then their time devoted to study will be less. Even otherwise, if they earn a lot, then if they have the money, then they will not have the maturity without a proper education and the proper social circumstances. So they will waste the money or misuse the money. So the Brahmachari ashrama is entirely devoted for developing the skill and educating themselves. The Grahastha ashrama, that period is given to develop the family life. And after doing work and the Grahastha ashrama, people should work, earn money for the family, help the society and develop their family, protect and develop the family life. After that, in Vanaprastha ashrama, they should divide time to do the spirit, to have spiritual studies. Entirely devote the time for spiritual studies. And then after that, they may or may not leave the place to go for sannyasa. If everything is mixed, some people, when they are let down in the grihastha ashrama, they immediately pass all these and go to sannyasa ashrama. So that's the reason many sannyasis, they return home after becoming a sannyasi for some time, staying in that ashrama for some time. That ashrama will not fit them because they will not have the mental maturity to deal with the situations in the sannyasa ashrama. Even while in the grihastha ashrama, there is no bar in attaining the spiritual knowledge. And it is not a compulsory to go to sannyasa ashrama as far as Sanatana Dharma is concerned to gain spiritual knowledge. If we have a proper guru and we devote enough time for spirituality, even in grihastha ashrama, one can attain liberation. All our sages are on that type. A person need not go leaving the house, leaving the society, letting the children down, everything, leaving everything. It is not needed in Sanatana Dharma to go to sannyasa, to go to the Himalayas or whatever place it may be to attain liberation. Many people with pure devotion, knowledge attained in grihastha ashrama itself, living in grihastha ashrama itself. There are many examples, as I said, all our sages are of this category. So here Lord Sri Ramachandra Parabrahma says, one should do their own karma according to their varnashrama and according to their ashrama. So here Lord Ramachandra Parabrahman, he says, one should do the duty according to his ashrama and according to his varna. Only when we do duty, our mind will be purified. Shuddha manasaha. Only by doing duty, our mind becomes purified. So after purifying the mind, at least to a certain level, one should samashrayet sadgurum samabda atma labdhaye. So one should approach a proper guru, that is Sadguru. Sadguru means a guru who has come through the proper line and attain liberation. So that's the explanation of the verse 7th of Rama Gita. Sri Ramachandra Parabrahman says that one should do the duty according to their own varna, their own interest, and according to their ashrama. And after doing that, the mind will be purified. And after that, he must approach a proper guru and attain liberation. Now the 8th verse. Kriya sharirodbhava he duradhrita priya priyaudau bhavada suraghinah dharme darau tatra punah sharirakam punah kriya chakravadiryate bhavah. So here Sri Rama says that doing the duty alone will not give liberation. One has to approach the Guru and attain Atma Jnana. Only then one can attain liberation. Because any karma, whatever karma if you do, that is the reason even we have attained a body. And that is the result of our Purva karmas. Because of our ancient Purva karmas, we have attained this body and this mind. So our mentality will be according to our previous karmas. And according to that, we do our actions. So again, only by doing the duty, that will not liberate us. It will give us another form, because while we do a duty, priya, we have likes and dislikes. Some duties we like to do and some duties we do not like to do. And that will give an experience, suragina. That will give an experience, that will give raga desha. Some things we like to do raga and something we hate dvesha. So that will give, any karma will give all these positive and negative results. Even the purest karma of worshipping the God and doing service for the God, that also we have some likes and dislikes, and according to that, we will enter in another body. Dharmodharau tatra punashariraham. So that will give the body according to the result of the karma. So punakriya chakravadi yate bhavaha. Again we do action with that body. So again it will get result. Again a body. It goes in a cycle, chakra. So there is no end for it. So even though we do karma, we have to attain knowledge. Only by knowledge there is liberation. By karma, it will give another birth only. So that's what Sri Rama says to Lakshmana. Now the 9th verse. Ajnanamevasya hi moola karanam taddhanamevatra vidhau vidhiyate vidyaiva tannasha vidhau pathiyasi na karma tajjam savirodhamiritam. Ajnanamevasya hi moola karanam. The basic reason for all this samsara, that is the repeated cycles of rebirth, is one and only avidya, ignorance. So what is avidya? Not knowing our true self. We do not know who we are in reality. Without knowing that, whatever karma we do, it will give result and there will be samsara. This avidya is the basic reason for our repeated rebirths. Not knowing our pure nature, that is the avidya. Avidya or not of any other thing. The avidya of not knowing our true nature, that cannot be removed by any karma. That can be removed only by knowledge. Ignorance, if there is ignorance, and it can be only removed by knowledge and nothing else. That's what Sri Rama again stresses in this shloka. Taddhanamevatra vidhau vidhiyate. That will be removed only by the knowledge. Without knowing that, only by the knowledge it can be removed. Vidyaiva tannasha vidhau pathiyasi. Patiyasi means, the patu means intelligent people. When we have knowledge, it will automatically remove the ignorance. So the darkness is there. When the sunlight comes, the darkness is automatically removed. Tannasha vidhau. Know it that it will destroy of its own. So that's what the wise people do. Na karma tajjam savirodhamiritam. The karma will not remove ignorance. Only knowledge will remove ignorance. Karma, because karma is born of ignorance. How can it remove ignorance? We do karma because we do not know of our true nature. It doesn't mean that the jnani, they don't do any karma. They do karma, but always sitting in the consciousness. But we do all the karma with our mind. The jnanis, they too do karma. Lord Srinam, he ruled the nation. Janaka Maharaja, he ruled the nation. But they all do work dwelling in that consciousness, dwelling in that vidya, dwelling in that pure Atma, in Brahman. From that they do the karma. Janaka Maharaj, Lord Srinam, they all did their karma. They all continue to do their karma. But they are in their basic seat is that consciousness or Atma or Brahman. From there they do karma. But we sit in the mind, we do all the karmas with our raga dvesha. So that's the difference. So karma alone cannot give result. It can only purify the mind. Karma cannot give result, it cannot remove the ignorance. Only knowledge, vidya, can remove ignorance. That is, Atma Vidya can remove the ajnana, ignorance. Na jnana ha nirna cha raga sankshayoho bhavet tada karma sadosha mudbhavet tada puna samsrudiraptyavarita tasmad buddhau jnana vicharavan bhavet. Jnana vicharavan bhavet, the people who dwell in the knowledge. And what Sri Rama says, na ajnana harnirna, so raga, not only the action, it neither destroys ignorance, not only it won't destroy ignorance, not only that, it does not raga, it does not destroy the attachment also. So in one way or other, it will make us an attached person with the external world or with our anatma. Bhavetada karma bhavetada karma sodosha mudbhavet. It also gives rise to evil actions. Any karma what we do, it will have positive result and negative results. Only thing we can control is to the maximum we can do a karma to give maximum positive results. But definitely it will give some negative results also. That is the nature of the Prakriti. You cannot take Sat alone or Tamo Gunam alone or Rajas alone. Sattva alone we cannot separate, because this Prakriti is a mixture of Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Any one thing we cannot separate it and take like that. It is this perfect combination. Only thing it will, again when it comes to equilibrium, all this will be 50-50. That can be done. But we cannot separate the Sat alone or Rajas alone or Tama alone. That's why whatever action we do, it will have an evil result. And it gives rise to the evil karmas that we have to experience. So when we do karma bereft of knowledge, then definitely it is going to give us a rebirth and it circles around. Maybe we'll have a very good birth, but definitely there will be no, we cannot say that there will be no rebirth. By karma, it gives samsara. The next verse, that is the 11th, 12th and 13th verses, are the shlokas of the Purva Pakshi. Purva Pakshi means in the bhashyas, the authors, they themselves create objection just to enhance the words, the original verses, original source shlokas, just to make the shlokas more clear and just to make that point highlight. The authors themselves, they have the permission to create objections, and they give this objection as shlokas. If we read the shlokas, we will understand that these are the thoughts which come into our mind when we read the original shlokas. So it is very common in Upanishads, especially in the Shankara Bhashyams, in Gita Shankara Bhashyam, and here also Veda Vyasa, he creates an objection, and by that Purva Pakshi, that is known as Purva Pakshi, and by that way he explains the sloka said by Ramachandra Parabrahma in a very detailed manner. So these objection shlokas, they start with the word, just with the negation type of anything like Nanu. Here the 11th verse starts like that. ननु क्रियावेदमुखेन चोदिता यद्यैव विद्या पुरुषार्थसाधनम् कर्तव्यता प्राणभृत प्रचोदिता विद्या सहायत्वमुपैति सा पुनः. Nanu, no, it's not like that. Here what the objection that Purva Pakshi says is, no, it is not like that. Even in the Vedas, the kriyas are prescribed. Vedas have two kandas, that is two sections. One is the karma kanda and the other is the jnana kanda. So in the karma kanda, many karmas are prescribed. So the objection, the Purva Pakshi says, how can you say that only knowledge can give liberation? If it is so, why not even in Vedas, karmas are prescribed. So they are prescribed in Vedas. So why not we do the karmas? How can you say that only knowledge can be got only by vidya? Even karma can give liberation and knowledge and revelation. So a person has to do this karma, not only prescribed in the Vedas, and any person has to do the karmas. That's what the Veda says. Kartavyata pranamabhuda prachodita. So one he must do, ought to do, kartavyata. All the living beings, pranabhrita, all the living beings, they are ordained to do karmas. Vidya sahayatvam upayidi sa punaha. So these actions, that is this karma, they support this knowledge. Why can't we take it like that? We have, since the karmas are prescribed in the Vedas, we are ought to do karmas, that also the Vedas say. So why can't we take it in the way that these karmas, they support the knowledge? Why can't we think like that? That's what the Purva Pakshi says. The 12th verse sloka is also the verse of the Purva Pakshi. He says, Karma krudau dosham abhishrudir jagau tasmat sada karyamidam mumukshuna natu tva swatantra dhruva karyakarini vidyana kinchin manasapya bekshate. Here this sloka, in the first two lines, it is the lines of the Purva Pakshi, and the second two lines are the words of the Vedanti. The Purva Pakshi says, not only prescribe, if karma akrutau dosham abhishrudir jagav. In the Vedas it is said, if we do not do the karma, that will be a dosha, that will give evil effects. Tasmat sada karyamidam mumukshuna. So the person, mumukshu means the person eager to get knowledge. So the person who is eager to get knowledge, he must do karma, because it will give him bad results if he go away from doing karmas. So the Purva Pakshi says, and for that the answer is given by the Vedanta in the same sloka itself. Natu swatantra dhruva karyakarini. Knowledge is swatantra. It is independent. Vidyana kinjin manasapya bekshate. Vidya, it surely gives result. It is independent of karma. There is no need to get knowledge, you have to do karma. To purify the mind, we must do karma. Only then, only in the purified mind, the knowledge will enter. The purified, humble mind, only we get knowledge will enter in that mind. But that doesn't mean to get knowledge, you have to do karma. The knowledge is independent, swatantra. Swatantrata. It is independent. It does not need any support of the karma to go for liberation. So, to purify the mind, do the karma. But to get knowledge, there is no need of doing any karma. Definitely, it will give vidya kinjit. Definitely, at any time, it will definitely give result. Vidya alone. The next verse is also the verse of the Purva Pakshi. Now, the two lines of this 12th verse, Vedanti says, now again the Purva Pakshi objection, he says, न सत्यकार्योभिः यद्वदद्वरः प्रकाङ्क्षते ज्ञानमपि कारकादिकान् तदैव विद्याविधीतप्रकाशितैः विशिष्यते कर्मभिरेव मुक्तये. The Purva Pakshi says, no, it is not like that. Because if you do any sacrifice or any yagna, there are so many rituals, preparatory rituals for it. After the main yagna, so many rituals are there. So why not we think in that way, just like that for attaining knowledge, for knowledge itself, there are so many small rituals. Karakadikan, they are the small rituals which precede the performance of the yagna, and which also after the yagna is done, small rituals, supporting rituals, we say, that is the karakadikan. Why not supporting rituals which we do for yagna, like that, why can't we think that knowledge also has some supporting rituals? For that only, in the previous verse itself, the Vedanti said, Swatantrata, knowledge is independent. It does not need anything to support anything. Even in Adi Shankaracharya, he says, that is in Atmashatakam, he says, I am not. In Sri Adi Shankara says, in one of his hymns about Atma, he says that everything can be thrown off, just like how the rocket puts the satellite on its orbit. At one stage, after one stage, it goes down, it burns and falls off. It puts the satellite in the orbit and all the rockets go off. Just like this knowledge, it puts us in that Brahma Vidya state. We realize that I am Brahman, or I am that self, or I am that Atma. For that, nothing else is needed. One and only pure knowledge is needed. It will put us, this knowledge will put us in that orbit or in that place. So we do not need any other rituals for that. That's what Lord Sri Rama says in his Rama Gita. And this completes the 13th slokas, and these three slokas, 11, 12 and 13th are said by the Purva Pakshi. And from the 14th sloka, this answer is very purely given. And I think it's enough for today's video. Let us take a break, and I will explain the rest of the slokas in my next video. Om Shri Ramachandra Parabrahmane Namaha.